Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Lone Wolf Podcast. Wait, actually, no, wrong podcast. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Wolvpvck Podcast with your host, Wolfson. And here to bring you another week, another amazingness of all the shindigs that happen on a weekly basis, guys. We talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly stuff that happens. And, bringing out a fresh perspective out of it. So, without further ado, let's get down with the shiznits. Now, I will say this. It has been a very slow week. I don't know why, but it has been a very slow week. There wasn't that many, stuff that we need to talk about, or a lot of, that's fired stuff to talk about, unfortunately. But nevertheless, I definitely want to cover some stuff that did happen last week that we didn't get into it because we're just like short on time. But now we can actually cover it and we can actually discuss it a little bit further with more details behind it. And now that the plane has settled, then now we can actually go full force on this. So, without further ado, let's get down with the shiznits. So, first thing on today's first topic is it is official. Tory Lanez is going to jail. He has been found guilty. Yes, guys, I know. Little late in the party. Yes, I got it. But I'd rather be late to the party than never to show up. Or in this instance, I'd rather be late to the party with all my facts behind me versus come in early and just speed out nonsense like a lot of journalists out there do, and a lot of content creators do that a lot. They go ahead and talk out of their asses without having some of the facts. I don't know if I've talked about this on either on the Wolvpvck or on the Lone Wolf about Tory Lanez. I don't think I have mentioned it. I mean, shit, this case has been down for 2 years, basically. 2 years we've been dealing with this whole Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez situation. 2 years. And, back and forth happen, from both sides, and always wondering oh my God, so what is the truth? What really went down? And nobody wants to tell the truth. Obviously, they don't want to incriminate themselves or incriminate their partners, Well, I mean, it so happens that, the trial happened, and as the trial goes on, new information comes out that, it wasn't Tory who shot Megan, and everybody and their mothers run with that. It's like, we knew that Megan was a liar. She's a bitch. She's a cunt. She's a this, and that. Tory Lanez is the best. This, da. Including DJ Academics, who is a bozo. Run with the story was like, yeah, I got the proof. I got the court documents saying, yeah, this is great evidence for Tory's case. This just shows you that Megan was lying and this and that. At the end of the day, Megan is the victim. Megan's the one who got shot. And I am no forensic expert, guys. But if you go to the hospital and they remove bullet fragments from you, that means you got shot. Plain and simple. You got shot. By who? Well, that's where we're going to be determining about it right now. As the trial goes on, everybody in the mothers was going against Megan, which is it's outstanding how a lot of people will go against Megan and favor Tory and all this. I'm like, NANI? Bruh. She's the victim? Why are we blaming her for anything that she is? I don't know. Some of these bozos just grinds my gear sometimes. I don't know. The stories they run with it's just it's I'm speechless to say some of these things because how you come up with that logic, and why would she lie about getting shot at? It's some of these stories that are coming out of it, and some of these people were just saying no, Tory didn't mean to shoot her, and blah blah blah. There was a scuffle. This is that. It's bro. I think I definitely stay away from this topic a lot of times, and in my opinion, I was let's see what really went down in the court. But I'm Team Megan in this. Not because I don't like Tory, because I really don't. It's because like the whole story fits the narrative. Megan got shot by who? The one person who was holding an illegal weapon who shouldn't be holding it. Tory. It was confirmed before that he was charged with possession of a weapon, and he shouldn't be having a weapon. That's the thing.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Sorry to bust your bubbles like that, guys, but that's it. This is something that has been known for, and it's wild because like if you're a big time artist, why would you have a weapon? That's why you paid the security.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So it's kind of like, what? But that's not the only other reason why I was more on Team Megan than Team Tory. During all that stuff, Tory Lanez made a full campaign. His team and him, a full campaign on destroying Megan's reputation and her character, making it sure that she's the bad guy in all this. She got the one that shot. She's the bad guy. She's saying all these lies about me that I shot her and I didn't shot her. Blah 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 blah. You know who does that a lot? A guilty person.
Emotional.
A lot of people may dispute me about that. Sure, it's like, no, you do that to somebody, that's being attacking your name and blah 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 blah. And in response to that, a pushback will be like, if somebody's attacking your name, you don't fight fire with it. No, you put a water in. You don't put gas into it. You don't put more fire. Like, no, you put water to shutting down that fight completely. Why? Because if you decided to go on their levels, that's what they're expecting. Because if they decide to play fire with you, it's because they got more power to it. They got more arsenal, more bullets, no pun intended, to shoot at you, no pun, on your campaign. Like they on your character. Like they got a lot of dirt on you. So your response is to go on, throw more dirt on them? No. Shut it down completely and say, you know what? Let's talk about this on court. Let's talk about this at court. Because that's the only way to resolve some of these issues, defamations and lawsuits, Because anybody can just say like nasty shit about me. In fact, I've heard people talking shit about me, even behind my back. In fact, one story, true story, EDC, I wasn't around there, and there was a good friend of mine that was right there, and some artist and with its manager came over, and they happened to know me as well, and somebody mentioned my name in all this, Wolvpvck, and one of the set artists says, like, oh, Wolvpvck is here? And the other person is like, no, like he was just like I just mentioned it. It's like, oh, fuck that N guy.
NANI?
He said the N-word to me on my name in front of my friend. And my friend was just like, what? And the manager goes, oh yeah, fuck that guy. True story. This came over to me. When I heard about the story, I was like, okay. I didn't go about on Twitter like everybody does and say, screw this guy and screw everybody that represents. Like, no, I settled it much more subtle. I was like, I'm not going to give him too much power. Needless to say, I was around, Nitty Gritty's camp at the time. And when they heard the story, they say like, oh, okay, cool. We ain't working with this person at all.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Whoops. That's how you play. You don't do nothing. Let actions speak. Let all the barking talk to you. All the bark talk to you. You'll be like, all right, cool. Karma's a bitch, guys. At the end of the day. But enough of that little story detail that I just told. Yeah, like he was on a full-fledged campaign to make sure to destroy Megan's reputation and her character, making sure that all she said was just pure lies, even though she's the one who got shot at. Needless to say, the court revealed a bombshell that I'm pretty sure the jury is just persuaded to like, all right, yeah, Tory's going to lay. The bombshell was Tory talked to the friend, her name was Kelsey, I believe, and said, I apologize. I apologize what I did. Like I wasn't acting rough. I was drunk and I did it. I'm just sorry. Like it just sucks that this and that and blah 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 blah. Admission of guilt.
NANI?
Bruh.
Yep. That's that bombshell, and which is like everybody was like, "What?" Caught us surprised. I'm like, he was recorded. He was in jail at the time. He was in jail at the time, and that conversation was recorded. When you're in jail, every conversation that you talk to is recorded, and it could be used in any admissible court. Like that's why they say whatever you say can be and will be used against you in a court of law.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
That's why they say remain silent, like stay silent, don't say anything, even if you're in jail, anything that you say will be used. Now, I've heard a lot of conflicting stories because Kelsey, took the witness stance, and she says like, I'm not gonna take the risk, and I have to be immunity. Well, okay, you can be in immunity, but you still cannot lie, because if you lie, you still could get charged for perjury. That is the law. Immunity doesn't mean like, oh yeah, I can say whatever I want and not get charged by it. Like, no, immunity means that, like we're not going to pursue any legal actions if you tell the truth behind it. But if you lie during your immunity and under oath, that is considered perjury. Oh, she didn't knew about that. So she was just like, oh shit. Okay, plead the fifth. Didn't help that much. And there was already receipts that Tory Lanez paid for her shit and that paid for her lawyers. Receipts. Any more proof that he's guilty? Needless to say, after they hear her testimony, her horrible testimony, and hearing the recordings, jury did not spend more than 2 hours, I believe. It was just like very short, and the verdict came out and said, like, Tory Lanez is guilty on all charges. He go to prison. Now, is it U.S. prison? I don't think so. He's going to get deported to Canada. Yeah, he's going to get deported to Canada. I don't think he's ever going to come back to the States, not even with a working visa. His career is done. He's going to go to prison for a while, and he cannot come to the States and work. He could probably travel around the world, but he's not allowed in the country. And then when that news break out, everybody and their mothers want to suck on that titties news stories like, oh, Tory Lanez won. Tory Lanez being like, nope, Uno reverse. Megan beat Tory Lanez. And a lot of bozos like academics and other guys that were like shocked and surprised, like, what? Well, that's the court system. I was like, really? You were on a campaign the entire time of making fun of Megan and saying that she's cap and she's lying all the time. Now you're like, oh well, that's what the court is. That's what the court says. Well, okay, no justice for Tory. I'm like, stupid motherfucker, man. You hypocritical motherfucker, man. Him, but it's not just him. A lot of people were running on that. And when the story break out that Tory's going to jail, everybody's like, "Oh shit, the justice is broken," or "Oh shit, Megan really was telling the truth." This is like, what? Common sense and logic dictates that if she's the victim, she got bullets. How are you gonna say like it's her fault, bruh? Anyways, I wanted to put out my 2 cents on that point, and let's go on with the next one, which another jail fun story. Andrew Tate, the infamous Andrew Tate, the red pill looking motherfucker who's the biggest cock and pussy all in one, is actually going to jail. Well, actually, he's not actually going to go to jail. There's going to be a trial. But funny thing is, in other countries outside of the U.S., as I previously mentioned in Wolvpvck podcast, is that other countries, you're guilty until you're proven innocent, meaning that you're going to be in jail until you're proven innocent. Here in the States, you're innocent until proven guilty. And I'm pretty sure everybody knows, but if those who don't know, who don't really pay much attention. So Andrew Tate, this infamous red pill guy that talks a lot of machismo and a lot of misogynistic remarks about women and about men, saying that you need to be a hustler and this and that. If not, you're just a pussy. Live in your mom's culture. You're never gonna get out. You're never gonna succeed in life. Like, my intake with some of these red pill alpha looking motherfuckers. I understand where they're coming from and understand the message that they're trying to put. The way they're doing it and they're going about it is just wrong, basically. There is a right way to elevate people, elevate a man to, to be a better version of themselves. There is definitely a way. You don't have to go on the extreme, but I see people will say like, no, take it to the extreme is what you get actual results, because that's when people actually, wake up and do all some of the stuff. That is true in certain instances, not all other instances, like, talking down on women and saying like, yeah, no, I get to be on a relation and I can fuck how many women I want, but my girl cannot fuck other men. I can cheat as many as I want because that's not cheating. Men is made to sow their seed forever, but a woman is to shut up and give me a sandwich. Stay home.
Nani?
I'll take care of everything. I'll bring the bills and whatnot. You do your thing, but you're not having sex, whatever. That whole mentality is wild to think of. That's wild. You don't mean to tell me in a relationship between a man and a woman, or a man to man, or a woman to woman, however you want it. You didn't mean to tell me that I'm allowed to cheat and go along with other women, but my girl is not allowed to? Look, this ain't the medieval times in which the king or anybody else can just fuck around with anybody that sees, Usually you see that shit in Game of Thrones or in the House of Dragons, But nah, bro. And then it's a lot of bullshit. It's a lot of lies coming from Andrew Tate, because also he comes around, I want to be a religious person, praise to Allah, shit like that. I'm like, what? Before he was into Catholics, he was, I think he was a Catholic. He was going like, the cross, and I only marry a virgin woman, this and that, which is like, okay, good luck on finding a virgin woman at this day and age. I'm sorry to say that, guys. I'm sorry to say, but we're in 2023, guys. Like, we can't bullshit each other out. It's the 1%. As women say, like, I wanna be with someone that made 6 figures and they're like 25. They're like, bro, like, people who make 6 figures is like the 2% of the population, or the 10%. Like, you're never gonna find somebody who made 6 figures is gonna take care of you just because. Same thing goes with men to women. Like, you're 26, you're not gonna find a virgin woman unless they're very, very, very religious and they're waiting for the day that they get married. That's like the 1 or 2%. It's not that high, guys. And which is hypocritical, because he's, screwing around with a lot of women. Yeah, okay, you want to be a man. All right, sure. And then before you know it, he actually goes around and decides to switch religion. He becomes a Muslim, or he says he practiced being a Muslim. Why? Because in Muslim, they say that you're allowed to have more than one wife. I think you're allowed to have like 5 wives. Kind of like the Mormons, but different religion. So he's like all about Allah and this and that. But how much you want to bet he hasn't practiced one shit about preaching about Allah, or practice anything that involves Muslim? There's a lot of things that goes into details, but it's bullshit. At the end of the day, it's bullshit, guys. He's not practicing being Muslim so he can have more than one wife. No, guys. He's just doing it for clicks and whatnot. He's a hypocritical. He's not going to the mosque and pray every day at a certain time to, for God and whatnot. He's not doing that. He's like, nah, fuck that. I'm only here for the women. I don't care about the religion. I just want to say that the Muslim religion is much more better than the Christianity or Catholics. I'm like, every religion has their own flaws and their whole pros and cons, but you can't say one is better than the other because one allows you to have more women than the other. That's just sexist at the end of the day. That's just, yeah. And you're just a bandwagon at that point. Now that I talk enough about this guy and, what he represents is a very threat to young, impressionable men, little boys, but also men, because some men actually pay for these Hustles University, which is like his school. It's like $2,000 a month or something to learn how to be a hustler like him. Boy, I want to see that investment back.
You serious?
So now that I gave you guys the backstory, just last week, Andrew Tate got raided by the Romanian police. He was arrested, him and his brother. People are wondering what were the charges. A lot of people were saying because of human trafficking. It's not being ruled out, confirmed that that's the reason. It was more about he was running cam girls and he wasn't paying them and he was mistreating them. He was just doing a lot of illegal shit that involves with women and whatnot. I don't know. It was just like the details are a little bit scarce. You know, we will know more by the time, you know, the court happens and we'll see what are the charges that they're brought to him. But but here's the thing. A lot of people are saying that, oh yeah, the police found out that he's in Romania and that's where they took advantage of, you know, raid his place and arrest him because of a tweet that he put out with the pizza that he got on a tweet, on a video, and that pizza chain is only in Romania. That's how they find out. He was going against Greta Thunberg. He was, you know, going back and forth with her. And then his defense is like, the Matrix got to me. They don't want to talk to me the truth and this and that. That's a lot to uncover. So here's the pushback to all that nonsense, because it's literally nonsense. I don't know if you ever got raided. I never got raided. But I know a little bit, or I'll say this. I'm a little bit more informed with when it comes to warrants. How police are going to come over to your house with a warrant is usually they have a probable cause. Judge signs off, say they have probable cause to search on the place, and they found whatever evidence they found, and then they're going to use it against you and arrest you. No lawyer is going to sign off unless there's, you know, hard evidence and probable cause that will sign off on a police warrant or sign off on a warrant. So for those of you idiots who believe that, you know, the Matrix is the one, you know, arresting Andrew so they can silence him,
congratulations, you played yourself.
Please wake up to your own reality. Wake up and smell the coffee. This is not no Matrix bullshit. Like, guys, that's... And anybody who says like, oh, it's because of human trafficking, this and that, or is like, no, there's other reasons. You're not going to send an entire SWAT team and raid a compound of his home for that minor incident that he had with the human trafficking allegedly a few months ago or last year. They're not going to go ahead and do that. It's too much. That's money, you know, to do a raid. You guys think that they're going to raid him because of that? No. How these warrants work and these raids is that they were investigating you for a while, and they had accumulated enough evidence that they're sure enough that be like, okay, now we got enough to convict you and arrest you. And once they have enough, that's when they do the warrant. That's when they do the raid, and then they arrest you. They're not gonna just go ahead for one little thing. And for you to tell me like, oh yeah, they took advantage of it because they found out that he's in Romania. Bruh. Every government knows where you go. No matter where you travel, every government knows where you go. How? Passports?
Emotional, damn it.
Every passport that you sign up, you know, that you give to the TSA or to customs, they have to put it in the system saying, we got this person from America entering United Kingdom. I'm approving it, letting them know that he's here in the this and that. And they'll give you a background check. They made sure they took pictures. They see you. They decided like, all right, you're good to go. What are you doing? Business or pleasure? Pleasure. All right, cool. Here you go. And there's this business. What type of business? Oh, this and that. All right, cool. Bam. And they put that in the system. So they know that you're in someone else's country for that particular reason. Every government knows where you are. Whenever you travel, they know where you are, including flying private. Including flying private. Even if you have your own private jet, you can't just go ahead and take off just whenever you come just because. No. Flying to America, you come over to another country. when you deport yourself and you're gonna go through security customs check, which is actually much more faster than regular customs in the any airports. In the private airports, it's easy. It's just like, what are you doing here? All right, you're here. So for those idiots to ever think like, oh yeah, it's because they found out that he's a Romanian and they took advantage before he leaves. Like, nah, bro, come on, do a little hard thinking, do a little more research, do work, man, read. Research, do work. Come on, guys. And also, now that I think about it, it was definitely a bit of a coincidence when that whole Greta Thunberg and the tweeter, him with the pizza and whatnot, it was all pure coincidence because I'm pretty sure they were ready to hit the compound as soon as he knows that, all right, this is the day that we're gonna hit him once he arrives here. They know. The government knows. You can't just say oh yeah, it's because of that. So now my boy Tate is in jail until he gets his court trial. But I think recently I heard that he's now hospitalized because he has a previous condition. Listen, I feel bad for everybody who has a medical issue and they have to treat themselves to the hospital, whatever it is. But that still doesn't excuse you of being a piece of shit. I think that's the biggest pussy move that you can ever do. As a red pill alpha, that's the biggest pussy for you to say, yeah, oh yeah, I need to go to the hospital because I have a medical condition. And maybe you're true. But the reason why I'm saying that that's being a pussy play is because he's been bashing down a lot of people, a lot of men and women with pre-existing conditions. Oh, you got this because you wanted it to get this. His words, not mine. He said those things and he was very hypocritical about it because he was bashing on those people, knowing full well he has one of those medical conditions as well that he needs to be treated. So for him to say shit like that, he's a pussy. He's just a pussy. But that's the latest thing that I found out about Andrew Tate is he's hospitalized. And then now that you guys know more about, the whole jail situation is it is what it is. All I can say is I don't think it has, I think it has to involve a lot more than just human trafficking. I think because the DA has a few witnesses, a few women witnesses that are willing to testify against him and that they used to work with him. And they mistreated her and whatnot. And here's the thing. There are a lot of women out there that says no, Andrew Tate treated me right, this and that. Two things can be right. That is right. Two things can be. Andrew Tate could be a sweet gentleman to certain people, but he could also be a monster behind the scenes. Because obviously nobody will see the monster behind the scenes. Harvey Weinstein is a monster. Everybody tells oh no, Harvey's a great person, but he's a monster at the same time. Two things can be right. Look where Harvey Weinstein ended up. What can I say? Guys? Yeah, for those of you, it's no, he's a sweetheart. It's maybe to you, but it wasn't a sweetheart to those women. So, I'm definitely I'm gonna pay more attention to his case a little bit more. Because I'm curious of how this is gonna end. Let's talk about something good. That was the bad stuff. Let's talk about a little bit good stuff in here. Last week we heard one of the safety from the Buffalo Bills, Damar Hamlin. He collapsed in the middle of the field due to a recent attack that hit the chest and hit the heart and went to a cardiac arrest and and everybody, the whole game got shut down. It got suspended. Well, I'm happy to report that he's actually doing a lot better. He's doing a good recovery. He's on a speedy recovery, as the agents say. He mentioned it that he's, talking. He's holding his family. He's doing a bunch of stuff. He's still in the hospital, but he's doing a great speedy recovery, which is great news to hear. Our thoughts and prayers to him and his family, making sure that he gets a speedy recovery. What's going to happen after all this? Is his NFL career over? My thoughts in all this, If I was in that situation, I would quit. I would retire from the NFL. All honesty. Why? Because I was in a near-death experience playing the game that I love. Why would I want to risk it and do that? That's my fault. I don't know if he's gonna do that. I don't know. He's too young to do that. He's like he's 24, I believe. Second year I'm playing pro. So I don't know. He has a lot of prospects. He got a long way to go, but playing and risking it again, which you can die. I don't know, man. But then again, I understand the situation. They want to continue to play. You're talking about certain people that had nothing in their lives, and now they're getting paid millions and millions of dollars. Now they want to have something, you know. They don't want to let go of that, you know, which is like every other person that can understands that, you know. But is it worth the risk your life once more if that shit happens? Because I'm pretty sure that's not gonna be the last time that a contact like that. He's a safety. He goes against the other team. He's forced himself to go against the other players. There's gonna be head to head contact, 100% guarantee. So I don't know. It's too early to tell. But all I know right now is that the Bills are gonna be playing against the Dolphins in the wild card this Sunday, I believe, this weekend. I don't know if it's Sunday. It's probably this weekend. They're gonna play against the Bills. So we'll see what goes. Let's order business. Something that's like, is it ugly? Logan Paul getting canceled again.
NANI?
Bruh.
Okay, more. I would expect a little bit more response with that. Okay, so here's the story. For what I got to is that Logan Paul started this company that started developing this game called CryptoZoo, which is like it's a fun game for people and for you to learn how to make money. So you playing it and you earn money while at it. Long story short, they find out that the developers have been ducking Logan Paul, and his investors, people that invested money on it, lost money. And Logan Paul is like being non-responsive to those guys. And then for what I gathered from CoffeeZilla and from Playback, so in Jamari as well, shout out to all those free content creators. Logan Paul basically got in business with people who happen to be scammers and frauds in the past. They went to jail for this and they're at it again. So everybody's like in the mother is like, how did somebody like Logan, who has tons of money and power, did not do a background check and see how the legitimacy of these stuff? So everybody in the mothers are making fun of it and saying, what an idiot, Logan Paul, for you to fall for this. And here comes Logan Paul back, responding, which completely backfired the response on saying, no, guys, you're the idiots because you are the ones not doing the research right. I did this and that. Sure, I made out with Bet, but you can't talk shit about this and that. It was a wild response that immediately got backfired. And then he doubled down on his podcast, Impulsive, bringing down his manager into talk, just like see how much, and saying like, oh, but I'm the victim. Why am I the bad guy? I'm the victim. Like, I'm the one who lost millions of dollars. I invest on this and this and that. While people who played the game like lost money and they don't have any means of recovering that. So he continues to play this whole I'm a victim campaign and all this, and it backfires completely. Yeah, like his response was just a complete backfire. And it was so bad because he hasn't apologized yet. He hasn't apologized to all the victims that were into this and apologized to everybody who was involved with it. And he couldn't apologize to admit that he was wrong. No, he wanted to play the victim and want to blame CoffeeZilla in all this to say like he's the one who's on a smear campaign against me. He's the villain. Well, he has dealt with other shady people and this and that, which is like, bro. It like went out the window on that one. Well, it backfired because a lot of people were saying like, you're such a piece of shit, Logan, this and that. Like, how dare you? Like, you're the idiot who fell for this trap. Don't blame it on other people because you fell for it. Like, admit your wrongs and that's it. And his videos got so many dislikes, like a whole bunch of dislikes. Which I don't know how other content creators can see the like and dislike ratio on their ends. Please let me know in the comments below how to get that, because I want to know too. Yeah, he got so much he got so much flack that he took down all those episodes that he did. And to this day, he still hasn't, responds to it. He hasn't done any good response in regards to, like, I apologize, I admit I'm wrong. Like, no, he's still tumbling down. He's still trying to figure out how to do it. And then more news came about that, he's also been abandoning animals. Recently, he had a pig, like he had 2 teacup pigs that he's been taking care of for quite some time. All of a sudden, you don't see them anymore. And come to find out, one of their animal rescuers found his pig along next to another pig that was dead, abandoned and mistreated and poor shit conditions. And the animals rescuers took them in their care, and now they're in this sanctuary with other barn animals and whatnot. But yeah, people are saying, like, no, this is Logan Paul's animals. Logan Paul cannot handle one animal because they don't fit to their lifestyle. Like, he had a bunch of animals, which some of them they have to give it back, or some of them end up dead. Not because he was mistreated, because he doesn't know how to take care of it. He swore that buying a teacup pig means they don't get to be big. Like, no, every pig gets big. It doesn't matter what type of pig you buy. Every pig. Something that a lot of these influencers do a lot, which, like, guys, don't ever do that. Don't buy a pet animal if you're not ready to be committed to it. Some of these animals are like any other dogs or children overall. You need to take care of them. You need to be behind them all the time. You need to get nourished and get them love and all of that. Like, come on, these are not just come and go people or animals, like, no, they're part of your life, and you gotta be part of their lives. Their lifestyle is not gonna last as long as yours, so you gotta give them the best life ever. These fucking influencers just buy pets left and right just because it's easier for them and gets the clout out of it. Doesn't work like that, guys. Doesn't work. And that was his latest scam. The crypto zoo, Logan Paul, pigs. Who would have thought all those words come into one sentence can make sense? Sorry to say this, but Logan, you're not heading in the right direction, and you should actually change your narrative. Like, do something. I don't know. Music. Let's talk about Skrillex. Fucking Rumble, guys. The Rumble, guys. Skrillex's Rumble was released, and also the next day after Rumble was released, he also released another song with Trippie Redd and another artist. I forgot her name. I am sorry. Which is like, all right, this is actually fire. So I'm gonna dissect Rumble. What are my thoughts behind Rumble? It's not the song that I was expecting, but I'm okay with it. It's not like, oh my God, that's nasty. That's like, holy shit. What the fuck? Like, calm down. Like, it's a good song. Not the one I was expecting, but, I'll take it. It's good. It's Skrillex, The composition of the song, I mean, Skrillex's mixing is just on another level. So it's like, I can't critique on his mixing. The creativity out of it, however, I can defer a little bit. I mean, it's just like it's just one of those weird songs that I don't know how to play it, or I don't know when to play it. I feel like it's one of those songs that either the artist is allowed to play it, or it's a song that you'll just have to listen. Like, you don't see this playing anywhere, The song itself is just good. Like, the drop itself is very unique. I'll give him that. But it's too simple, and it's too like, when I say it's unique, but at the same time it's saying simple, it's not contradicting one or the other. I mean, uniqueness in the sense of the sound designing is actually very unique, and the patterns. But it sounds so simple as well that I can actually do that in a few minutes. It's not that hard, because all you have to do is just have a sub and cut it down and just duplicate that same sub and have a modulation to run through the sub, and just create that little, glitchy sound. And then before you know it, you got that rumble song, which is like, it's dope that he made something like that. But like I said, it's not a song that I will put it on my sets or anyone's sets. But then again, that's where everybody and their mothers decided to do their bootleg versions. And when I hear some of their bootleg versions, I'm like, fuck. These bootleg versions or remix sound 10 times better than the original. It is what it is, guys. Like Skrillex did not, I don't think, I can say Skrillex peaked. Like, he's not the same Skrillex as he was when he did Purple Lamborghini or when he did First of the Year. And that was his peak era for sure. I think it was like right after when he joined Jack U. That's when his fame started to diminish a little bit. Then he throws a few songs here and there, like Purple Lamborghini and Fuji Opener and Mumbai Power, like shit like that. I was like, all right, fuck yeah. Oh, and Chicken Soup. Chicken Soup was actually pretty dope, and I'm not that into house. It was good. But once after Jack Jew, like his time was just like declining the guy. So for him to come back and then throws Rumble, I mean, it's whatever, to be honest. It's whatever. It's not, it's good, but at the same time, it's like, did I really need this song? Was this song the most anticipating song that I was in? But then again, I'm happy that a lot of artists did their bootleg versions because it made me enjoy their versions much more and support other artists as well. So Rumble, is it good or bad? I would not say it's good. But I wouldn't say that it's bad either. It just makes me afraid of what to expect on his forthcoming album if he actually releases the album, because I thought he was just releasing the date of it. No, it was just a single, Rumble, and then the next day another single. So I wouldn't say it's good or bad. It's just, it makes me scared. Like, what am I expecting on this album? I think I'm just gonna hear some weird glitchy shit, not any more of that mainstream shit that we used to fall in love with Skrillex, which is like fine because every artist has to grow. Every artist has to grow. Nobody can say the same that often, And if they evolve their sound. They evolve themselves from it. But I don't know. Rumble, my personal opinion, it's not good, but it's not bad either. It's not what I expected. Probably that's what it is. The expectation wasn't met right there. But it's like, I can mess around with it, but it's not something I will play. I'd rather play all the bootleg versions, which they sound much more fire. It's like, wow, this is exactly what I was expecting. It is what it is, guys. Skrillex, is he back? I don't think so. I think he's done for. Not done with his career, because he's still gonna continue on making shows and whatnot. But I'm thinking expecting great shit from him on his music. It's like, yeah, guys. Like, unless you're a really hardcore fan, yeah, I won't expect much with him. Lastly, let's talk about some movie trailers that we saw last week. We saw Gran Turismo trailer, which in my head, when I saw it, in fact, let's see if we can see it right here. Cars.
Hey everyone, we are so excited to tell you about our movie Gran Turismo.
This movie is made for the cinema.
It's a Sony PlayStation partnership.
Oh, shit, look
it
at
doesn't
him,
get any
Stranger
better
Things.
than this.
The cars look
It's a
sick.
movie based on a true life story.
With heart-pounding action,
know.
drama, it's a love
the cars look
story.
sick.
And it's
I don't know.
badass
I'm not
race
too
car
convinced
action
of
that you're
this.
gonna feel like you're in the middle of.
Body vibrating sound. The audience is going to feel every jolt, every thrill of this racing at 200 miles per hour.
We're excited to share Gran Turismo with you
I just don't see there's
exclusively in theaters.
Gran Turismo. I just don't see what's the ooh factor in all this. It's like, oh my god, we've never seen this before. That's why my expectations are pretty low in this. I don't know what to expect. Looks like another Need for Speed movie, with the guy who did Breaking Bad. At least that one I enjoyed a little bit more. There's like a little bit more story behind it, like committed. This one feels like a little bit too serious, and it feels like there's a story behind all this because this is why we're doing this. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I don't know. Like it didn't reveal like, oh my god, like it's a wow factor. But I'm glad that they're actually doing the whole spiel, you know, like they're recording the whole thing. Now, before we go, this is the one that I want to talk about, the trailer for Evil Dead Rise. Like when I presented it last week, my god, that was kind of scary when I saw it first time with you guys. And I didn't saw the trailer, but because they released that same day that we upload the episode. So we're about to see it again. I don't know if you guys have already seen it, but I've saw it and I'm just like, what the fuck? See, holy shit, there's a red band version of this. Oh my god, I don't know which one to release, the red band or oh my god, hold on guys, you need to see this. There's, my god, look at these clips, like the fuck. All right, let's just go with the regular one. Let's just go there. People will watch the red band later. Oh, jeez. Okay. That's a good dance. Right.
What's up, sis?
I had the most beautiful dream.
There's blood.
It was the perfect day. And all I could think about was how much I wanted to cut you all open and then climb inside your body.
That's not normal.
So that we could.
Oh my god, did that just happen? Oh shit. This trailer, they're showing too much stuff. This is stuff that I want to watch in the movie.
Girl, I asked my mother,
What is this, Danny?
I found it.
Why
what
do they have to?
will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me.
That's from the original teaser. Yeah.
Open up now.
You don't look so good, Mom.
Nothing a big old kiss from you won't fix.
Oh no, you stupid bitch. Why would you open that? Oh, no!
Future's not ours to see.
I'm getting us out of here. I promise.
You'd be a good mom someday, honey Beth.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
You know
chainsaw,
how
here we
to play
go.
the kids.
With blood, yep.
Mom?
Mommy's with the maggots now.
Oh, shit. This is some interesting shit.
What will be.
Oh, fucking A. Yo. There's a lot to uncover on that, but let me tell you, that trailer, they show way too much stuff that I would have like expect to see it in the movies. So I hate that lately trailers do that type of crap. Like, why do they have to show a lot of footage? Is it to convince the people to go in, see what's up? I don't know. But that trailer looks holy fuck. I like horror movies. If they look good, they look good. This is a horror movie I haven't seen in a long time that got my expectations pretty high. There's no other horror movie in a long time that got me hyped out to like, oh shit, I want to see this. Like, no, this one, when I saw it, I'm like, oh wow. Right now we just saw it. We're just like, shit is about to go down. I mean, there was just a lot of things that are like just nasty overall. I don't know why we are ending it with that, you know? Like, ooh, I don't know. But we're gonna wrap it up with that. What's the Evil Dead Rise trailer? Let's just end it right there, guys. Guys, thank you so much for coming in again once more into my Wolvpvck podcast show. And guys, if you guys got a specific topic you guys want me to cover, please let me know in the comments down below, and I'll do my best to talk about it on the next episode. So don't forget to like and subscribe for your weekly episodes at the Lone Wolf Podcast, the Wolvpvck Podcast, for SoundCloud, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. Right, and of course, right here in the YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Lone Wolf Podcast, when you can watch both the Lone Wolf and the Wolvpvck Podcast. Like I said, comment down below. If you guys got a topic you want me to cover, let's talk about it. Put it right there in the chats, and let's talk about it, okay, guys? So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys at the next one, all right? Peace. Me away.